we are at a point where it's time to be reunited with an old friend who's gone back to old school and is wearing her classic pink and white striped tuxedo. Even with the little fancy cap that she has on with her Mikote ears pointed out in such a way that it looks like the egg is cracked. And of course, being who she is, I like to think that Gili is secretly a fan of Mathai because she also has a blue tail and it's also tipped white. Yeah, anyone familiar with Hatchingtide in 2018 and 19 would be familiar with that. And so these two sisters, the Keepers of the Moon, are about to engage in a little fun on this 2022 edition of Hatchingtide. So, with that in mind, greetings people of the world, Mathai Griffin back with you for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker live here on Twitch. So, after doing Hatchingtide tonight, we will be continuing with the conclusion of the main story because it was a lot longer than I was expecting it to be, and it definitely took quite a while, but we'll get there tonight because there are a few more quests that are left to be done, and there's a lot of things to be taken care of in such a short amount of time in those quests. But first things first, we are here, as always, in Gridania. Hi there, Gili, how are you? We're here in Gridania at Miketo's Amphitheater, surrounded by a whole bunch of wonderful people who are enjoying a beautiful sunny day here in the city as we begin Hatchingtide 2022. And yeah, this one girl has been AFK for so long, even before I came on the air. But yeah, the camera opened up just enough, the camera angle set up just enough so that Gili and Rika could stand side by side with each other, and in this instance even look into each other's eyes as sisters. But now that the sister sentimentality has been firmly established, let's go ahead and begin Hatchingtide by speaking with Gili Aliapo and this terrible camera shot to take on the level 15 2022 Hatchingtide quest entitled Hippity Hoppity Happily. Gili Aliapo is simply dying to talk to an adventurer, preferably you, about eggs.
A happy Hatchingtide to you, friend! Are the exquisite decorations you see about you to your liking?
Ugh.
Wait, I know that face! If it isn't Rika! What a pleasure to see you! As it happens, I was visited by a most curious dream again this year.
Yeah, the reason Hatchingtide happens in Final Fantasy XIV is because Gili keeps having random dreams and does everything in real life to try and make them come to fruition.
In it, brave adventurers known like yourself were going about town handing out decorative eggs in the company of chickens and odd-looking rabbits. Truth be told, I had struggled to grasp its true meaning. Still, if the past is any guide, the best way to get to the bottom of this is for us to recreate the image from my dream and see what good fortune it may bring. To that end, I've invited Master Pollen, Limsalamintz's preeminent chicken farmer, and his flock here to Gridania, and furthermore placed an order for a full fluffle of rabbit-esque mammoths resembling the ones of my dream. We have, however, hit a bit of a snag. It would appear their hens have not yet gotten acclimated to their new environment, and they're raising quite the ruckus, making it nigh impossible to retrieve the eggs they've laid. Might you be willing to lend a hand?
That sounds exciting, or wasn't it for me, but no. Anything to help out my sister, as we share joy emotes.
Now that's a woman after my own heart. You will be compensated handsomely in Egg's spectacular rewards, of course. That one perhaps needs some work. In any case, Master Pollen's chickens are being cooped up at the Great Lone Growlery. Might I ask you to travel there and give them a look? My friend Nonota works there as well, so I'd be most grateful if you could also ensure that she's not overly harried.
Yeah, those who remember last year's Hatchingtide will remember that Master Pollen was the guy who was dressed up as a rooster. Speaking of, yeah, you can expect to see people dressed up like that. You can see people dressed up like that. All the trappings of Hatchingtide, especially in recent years, which is why I have Rika decked out in the 2019 Hatchingtide outfit. Actually, no, this would be the 2018 Hatching outfit, the Spriggan jacket. So, let's make our way to Great Longrory, aka the Botanist Guild. And upon arrival, we should find little Ninota, who seems to be a bit worse for wear.
Oh, I remember you. Pray forgive me. I'm feeling terribly exhausted at the moment.
Well, why is that?
Gilly sent you to help? Well, that is most appreciated. In that case, allow me to explain.
Yeah, why are you in this situation?
While it's true that we've been having trouble rounding up all the eggs, we also face a more pressing concern. The growing has been invaded by bizarre, fluffy creatures.
Are they Vieira?
What's more, they're not content to just run around and make mischief, or they're tormenting the chickens and trying to steal the eggs for themselves. Needless to say, that has only driven the chickens into even more of a tizzy. It's been a veritable battlefield. Master Pollen is doing all he can to keep the creatures contained, but even he seems just about at wit's end.
Oh! Uh-oh. Oh, jeez. Yeah, you know it's bad when...
Master Pollen! Has our last line of defense been breached? Oh, the poor man.
Yeah, he's been stripped of his chicken outfit. He's only got the head left. And we got one chicken on one end and one rabbit on another end. We've seen these before.
Cats, that's one of them! Our fearsome invaders from the gods nowhere! Good heavens, they both look as though they're off our blood! What are we to
do? Let me try and calm them down. Don't look at me, or I think we can solve this by force. Well, if it has to come to force, but... Should we try and intervene?
Such bravery! Not that I expected any less from you! In that case, good luck out there! And remember, close observation of both parties is the key to a successful mediation.
Even if we can't understand a word they're saying? Well, let's stroll on in there and find out. Hey, you two! What's going on? Drawing upon your extensive experience in confronting myriad savage beasts, you gaze upon the two bloodthirsty creatures intently, taking in their every move and facial expression. Yeah, the bunny's wagging his tail. The chicken is veering a bit. The chicken and the bunny stand at odds, neither willing to give an ilm in their grudge match. Or so you assess the situation. So what do we gotta do? Let's tell Ninota.
How fascinating! The chicken is understandably on its guard, fearing that the rabbit is targeting its eggs. But could it be that the bunny too harbors some resentment of its own?
Well, neither of them has made a move yet. At least not in front of us.
Now that I think about it, this creature bears the most uncanny resemblance to the rabbit's Genie described from her dream. I did some research of my own before you arrived. According to the tomes, it is so rare a creature that many consider it simply a myth. Have you by any chance encountered anything similar during your travels?
Let's think about this. Yeah, now that you mention it, never seen anything like it, or if you've done Eureka on the Isle of Val. Once again, my desire to play games and expand my range of stuff done despite the pandemic has definitely been helpful.
Yes, precisely! That is exactly where my resources stayed they were once spotted. As you are doubtless already aware, these most unique creatures are known up north as happy bunnies.
Well, that happy bunny certainly doesn't seem happy.
Something about their long ears, fluffy tails, and hippity-hoppity manner brings a smile to one's face.
Not the chicken, though.
Why, legend has it that simply encountering one is a sure sign that good fortune is heading your way. While they're not precisely the same creature, perhaps our most unique guest will have a simply auspicious effect on us?
So what do we do?
You there, Mr. Bunny! If you are truly as happy as heart as your compatriots of legend, Might not you make peace with these fine chickens and cooperate with us to make this year's festivities an extravaganza of merriment and good cheer?
Hard to gauge what he's doing, but yeah, he's running off. And the chicken's running after him. Oh.
But this won't do! Why, our harbinger of happiness is fleeing from our very grasp and our last chicken is running off with it! Something must be done! If genies choose to be trusted, and I've never known them to be anything but, those bunnies and their unique power are the key to making this year's Hatchingtide festivities a rousing success! I beg of you, friend, follow those creatures! They may lead you to their fellow escapees! I'll do the same just as soon as I see to Master Pollen's wounds!
And get him a replacement for the part of his chicken outfit.
I wasn't able to make out where they were headed, but no doubt there was an eyewitness or two nearby. Pray gather what information you can, and round up the little critters as best as you are able. We can rendezvous back in town with Chili.
Alright then. Yeah. Poor Pollen. Stripped down to the bare essentials. So, we gotta go and find anyone who may have seen what happened. And thus the pursuit begins. As we run by someone wearing a Moogle outfit. And we'll find this bewildered botanist to try and give us information.
Well, that was the sight if I've ever seen one. Bizarre-looking bunnies and chickens racing by me as if possessed. They were headed over that way toward New Gridania. I can only hope they don't cause too much of a stir in town.
Well, let's hope not. So yeah, we're now gotta go over to New Gridania, but in order to make this happen more quickly, this is one of those rare situations that has since been introduced in Endwalker, where you can go to multiple places to search for information, but only one will give you what you require, and if you find that one person preemptively, you can bypass everything else. So, because of that, we are going to go where I know the correct information is, and that is by the Carline Canopy. Yeah, so just out in front of the entrance, we find the Hatchingtide helpmeet here, dressed in the yellow bunny outfit.
How do they get around so fast on those tiny legs? I'm not cut out for this.
Meanwhile, contacted by Link Pearl.
What's that? They're where now? Good gods! Understood. I'll enlist the services of an able adventurer right away.
Speaking of which...
Matron's teats, don't sneak up on me like that. Wait a moment. Are you perchance an adventurer?
Warrior of light at your service who went to the ends of the universe and beyond.
No, just sent you in search of the bunnies, you say? How fortuitous. The Link Pearl call just now was from her, and she's tasked me with doing the very same. Just between you and me, however, I've yet to catch a single one. As I was running after them, their friends started showing up one after the next, and before I knew it, a veritable legion of them had hippity-hopped their way into the Trollswood. I fear there's far too many of them for the two of us to handle alone. I'll go and call for reinforcements. Could I trouble you to go on ahead to the Mirror Planks? According to Nanota, that's where they were last sighted. In the meantime, I will do my best to rally others to a cause. Now go quickly, friend. The fate of this year's Hatchingtide hangs in the balance.
The fate Happiness is a Warm Bunny can only be completed as a disciple of war or magic. Yeah, so this is one of those fate-oriented challenges. But I can tell you right out of the gate, this is probably one of the hardest they've ever come up with. But you'll have to see it for yourself in order to understand why. So the fate is not currently active. We will make our way down to the south part of the Central Shroud. And try not to get lost. Yeah, we got bunnies, we got chickens, now we're throwing fish into the mix. As people are gliding downward and gliding onto our intended destination. So now we got to wait it out for the fate to begin. We'll know it's happening if we start seeing bunnies coming from a certain direction. When I was doing this earlier, they were coming from the north. Oh, I see things on the scene. It's time for us to begin the fate. Alright. Now here's what makes this fate such a nightmare. Not only is there a whole bunch of people at once, but on top of that, you're trying to catch the bunnies with a net. Not easy under any circumstances because they're so damn fast. In addition to that, because there are so many people at once, this is going to be just a crapshoot to try and land a blow. And you're going to have more likely hitting a chicken than anything else. But this is how insane it is. Now what's normally supposed to happen, as I saw this morning, is that the bunnies get stunned by the chickens. That's what's supposed to happen. But everything's happening so chaotically and so quickly that we can't really do that. I mean, it took all I had just to get a silver. Alright. Back to the amphitheater. And we reunite with Miss Geely. And so...
Oh, Rika, say no more. I've heard everything. My sincere apologies for all the trouble we had to put you through. But let it suffice to say, your efforts have all but saved this year's Hatchingtide from disaster.
Well, that's good to hear.
Some stragglers are still running about, but we've captured the better part of both flocks. Nanota, Master Paulin, and my colleagues should be able to round up the rest in due time. But there's even more good news. It seems the exercise went a long way to soothe our savage chickens, and we've achieved eggs in abundance to decorate.
Ah, Paulin, why didn't you get a new suit on? Dude!
Nanota, Master Paulin, allow me to thank you for your efforts as well. I was just sharing the happy tidings with Rika here.
Yeah, what do you see?
Wait, is this perchance one of the happy bunnies that were the source of this whole hullabaloo? Why, they are truly the spitting image of the little critters that came to me in my vision. Seeing how calm and well behaved it is now, I can scarcely believe it gave you such trouble. Your other chickens are resting easy now, I gather?
Well, maybe not. No worries there, Geely, my dear. My birds have spent up all their nervous energy and are as relaxed now as I've ever seen them. Why, after their little spat, it seems they've come to a mutual understanding with their fluffy new friends. Well, that's good at least. Yeah, thumbs up from Geely. And as for Nanota...
I'm happy to say that the rabbits too are now obeying our attendance with scarcely a peep of argument. And when you know it, just before one of them handed us this crystal.
Crystal?
Could it be? Why, they truly are harbingers of happiness and good fortune.
What makes us say that? How good is the crystal?
I have a good feeling about this, Rika. Do come back later so I can fill you in on the details, yes? Needless to say, I'll also have a special something for you as a token of thanks for your services. As for now, I must prepare for the festivities. In the meantime, could I trouble you to lead these little fellows through the streets and join them in handing out eggs to the townspeople? If my dreams are any guide, I'm sure it will bring no end of smiles to one and all.
Yeah, it seems the animals approve. Yeah, leave it to us.
Well, aren't we all too eager? That's what I like to see. And with that, I must be putting the final decorative touches on these eggs. Whenever you're ready, just say the word.
You got it. Yeah, let's take the two of you on a bit of a journey through town. So we gotta speak with the Nota specifically in order to progress.
Ready to start handing out some eggs? Lovely! In that case, here you go. Try and take our little friends along and spread happiness the whole city over.
Yeah, we'll be taking them to a variety of places, actually. When you're starting out and doing this quest as part of the Hatchingtide quest itself, you're given 3 locations that you can go to. But we'll be showing them all off because we are allowed to redo this. So let's begin by going over to the markets at the Shaded Bower. And we find the members of the Archers Guild, Lucian and Leah Leopo, who helped out at Hatchingtide 2017. You know, it's nice to see the Archers Guild being represented. Meanwhile, we find Isumion of the Conjurers Guild talking with some of the kids of the town. Yeah, the animals are only so willing to go and pay them a visit. Yeah, have a look. As you receive a gift from them.
A decorated egg? For me? How thoughtful!
Yeah, for those not familiar with starting in Gridania and the series of initial side quests that are available within, these 2 are part of probably the most memorable quests that you can get as a side quest in Gridania itself. So we have Nicolio, and behind him is Onali. So let's go ahead and have our chicken do its thing. And give a gift to Onali. With a wreath of flowers in her hair.
There's even a treat inside. Thank you ever so much.
And Brother Isumion, something for you too.
Your efforts are sincerely appreciated. These seasonal celebrations bring so much joy to the children, and myself, I confess. Still, I must say, it's been years since I've seen a traveler rabbit in the flesh. I never would have expected to encounter one here.
Oh, you're familiar with them? Yeah, perhaps you can shed some light on it.
What's that? That nomenclature is unfamiliar to you? Ah, in the north they are known more colloquially as happy bunnies, are they not? They're said to usher in smiles and good fortune. Before that, yes, since much older times, they were known as traveler rabbits. They have a habit of showing up at your side unannounced, then vanishing off somewhere before you know it. I recall seeing one...
Will this ever end? My poor throat. And I even drank water before coming on stream and it still wasn't enough.
I recall seeing one in the Twelveswood when I was but a child.
Yeah, as we... it seems to take a liking to you. And to the kids.
Ah, but forgive me, you have other places you must be. We can talk another time. Pray relax and enjoy the festivities when your work is done.
Thank you very much, brother. And we'll let the Elazin kids head on back to the Acorn Orchard. Yeah, my poor throat. Alright. Back into the amphitheater, and we'll go ahead and speak with Gilly again, because this quest is about to be completed officially. And Pollen, I guess it's gonna take a while for them to find a spare chicken suit for him.
Welcome back, Rika. How did you and your little friends fare?
Well, it was quite interesting, actually. Gained some wisdom.
Splendid to hear! At first I fear my dreams might bring only chaos and confusion to the realm this year. But thanks to you, I do believe we can declare this year's egg hunt a rousing success. Oh, but how can I forget? In recognition of your tireless efforts on our behalf, my fellow dreamers and I have prepared a very special Hatchingtide present just for you.
What have you got? As she runs off to go obtain it. What is she going to be bringing to us? Yeah, turns out...
Did I mention how I procured mammoths from the Goldsmith's Guild for the festivities? This is one of them. Sadly, it was completely lifeless from the moment of arrival. It seems its core had come loose and fallen out on the way here. But would you believe it? I slipped in that crystal the little bunny gave me, and in an instant, its tail puffed up and it whirled back to life.
That's quite amazing. And the bunny and the chicken seem to be shocked by this. I hope the happy bunny isn't creeped out by this mammoth look-alike. But Geely seems to think it likes it. And also look, its tail actually looks like an Easter egg too.
I'm quite confident it will bring its caretaker nothing but good fortune and smiles galore, and I would very much like that person to be Eureka. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now that all the hard work is done, I do hope you'll have the chance to relax and enjoy the festivities for yourself. They've only just begun after all, and should you find yourself in the mood to help us hand out some more eggs, simply say the word.
Of course I will. Yeah, get some clothes for Master Pollen, quickly, before it's too late. So, we'll take our experience of 1,440 points, 679 gil, plus the Hatching Bunny minion. If happiness had form, it would look like this. And that's how a starry night for Hatchingtide 2022 comes to an end. Should you wish to replay the gift-giving task from the quest hippity-hoppity happily, speak with the Nota again. If fortune smiles upon you, you may even find yourself encountering individuals who were not present in your initial venture. And we also earn the achievement Happy Hunting. That's my glamour. There we go. Now I have the right look. Rika's now dressed up in her pink bunny outfit and is ready for going out on tour. So in order to continue doing this sort of thing, the Nota has come over here.
What's that? Back to help us hand out some more eggs? You are far too kind, friend. Needless to say, we would more than welcome your aid. Here, I have a freshly decorated batch ready to go at any time.
You can replay the gift-giving task, and if fortune smiles upon you, you may even encounter individuals who are not present in your initial venture. Again, handing out eggs? Yes. So we're gonna head on over now to the Botanist Guild. And we'll say hello to Guildmaster Wayne. Yeah. Hello there, my most suspected Guildmaster who set me on my path to ultimately become a Dragoon. Meanwhile, we see two other rabbits on the scene. Why, I dare say the wood used to fashion these decorations was among the finest I've ever laid eyes on. As always, your eye for quality timber is simply unparalleled.
You're far too kind, Master my forest-loving, flappy-eared friend. Likewise, I have no doubt the wood would rejoice to find itself in the hands of one who understands it as well as you. Or should I say, pause?
Yeah, even he likes that joke. Meanwhile, as I arrive on the scene...
Oh, if it isn't Rika! How good it is to see you well!
You recognize me. I guess my disguise is too obvious. An egg for me, and what a charming little fellow carrying it. I accept your gift with gratitude.
How very clever you are, though I did hear a rumor of some concern.
And what's that?
Yes, a little bird told me that creatures bearing no small resemblance to you were running wild through the streets of Gordania, trampling our precious greenery.
And nibbling at the bark of our precious trees. A most disconcerting story if there's any truth to it. Yeah, they're like, oh no! Also, I had no idea that the saw that the Timbermaster is wielding is a chainsaw. Make sure you don't turn it on. If my intuition is not mistaken, it appears the little creature is apologizing to us in its own way.
Yeah, what are you doing with a chainsaw? Well, as long as you've learned your lesson, I do believe we can forgive and forget. Thank you for the thoughtful gift and the happiness of Hatchingtides to you.
Well, thank you very much to you both. Yeah, those two seem to enjoy it, and so do our rabbits. This time we're off to Nafika's altar. Where we will meet with a couple of members of the Twin Adder, including the commander Vorsai Hulwa, who's based at the Twin Adder, as well as one of his associates. I'm afraid I don't recognize that particular one. I do see that's Mikote, but under the cover of darkness it's hard to tell who it is. But in the meantime, we do have 2 more rabbits and a chicken on the scene, whom the animals can only get there as quickly as they can. Hello there.
Greetings, Rika. It is always a pleasure to have you here in Gridania, and 'twould seem you've befriended some rather charming little helpers.
Indeed we have, and they come bearing gifts along with myself.
Why, what a lovely egg! How very kind of you! And there's the most toothsome-looking little cake inside. Do stop by the canopy when we've finished here. I'll have a brew that will accompany it perfectly. I should enjoy that indeed.
Yeah, not often you see the elder seats here at the Carline Canopy, eh, Mother Mune?
Rika, on behalf of all Gridania, allow me to thank you and your little colleagues for making this year's Hatchingtide so memorable. Once your work is concluded, I hope you will have the time to relax and take in the cheer of the season.
Yes, indeed, I will.
You and your new friends are welcome to stop by for a cup of tea as well, should the mood strike you. Though I dare say you ought to claim a table sooner rather than later. These sweets will draw adventurers by the droves.
And of course, the other seats here accompanied by her bodyguard from the Keeper of the Entwined Serpents, who we helped out in the tank quest for Endwalker. So let's double on back to Miketo. Okay, so I will say this. When I was doing my practice with Corinne, there was actually a 5th option to go check out. But Rika, for whatever reason, only has 4. I'll show off the 5th one in post. But for now, let's go to the Whistling Miller. Where we meet up with Gava of the Guildmasters Guild and Mycenta from Black Rabbit Traders. Nice to see you both. And we'll see the 2 of you later. But who else do we spot? Biggs and Wedge of all people. Yeah, what are they doing out here in Gridania? Why don't we go find out? Hey you two, how are ya?
Well, if it isn't Rika, fancy meeting you in a place like this.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, we got gifts just for the 2 of you. Have a look there, Biggs. What have we here? A decorative egg with a tasty treat inside. Thanks, little fellow. Don't mind if I do.
Aren't you a cute one? And your fur is so soft and fluffy. Thank you kindly, Rika.
Glad I can help. Perhaps you're wondering what we're doing here. Indeed I am. It's nothing so exciting, I'm afraid. Just performing routine maintenance on the airships. Normally we'd send on new recruits, but Wedge here insisted we volunteer for the task ourselves. Why is that exactly?
Stay home and miss Gridania's famous Hatchingtide egg hunt? Perish the thought!
Oh, we had no idea you were interested in that sort of thing. Speaking of which, just who are these little critters anyway? Well, let me tell you all about them.
What? So these are the happy bunnies rumored to lead those they favor to happiness and good fortune?
Yes, indeed they are. Well, one of them is here.
What's that, little friend? Happiness lies that way? Could my dearest Tataru be here for the festivities, too? I must go to it at once.
I think you're getting mixed signals there, Wedge. Damn it, Wedge, come back here! Fool of a Lalifel. I best round him up so we can start the repairs he volunteered us for. Onward. Thanks for the treats. I look forward to enjoying them with a cup of tea when our work is done. Till next time, Rika. And say hi to Sid for me. Yeah, go catch that little Lalafell. And so, as promised, here is Corinne now, dressed in yellow outfit, and she is going to speak with the Nota, and we're going to take a look at this extra content that we could not show up with Rika. So hand out eggs, and we'll be doing it over by Apkalu Falls, where we will meet with the person responsible for the Summoner's Quest, Amitra, Shtola's little sister, and it's certainly quite a sight for these two animals for sure. But the music stops as we leave. As it turns out, there are Loporits afoot. Which begs the question, why weren't there Loporits with Rika when she had her quests? Yeah, we gotta check this out. In fact, I think I recognize the person with the green rabbit head. 'Tis an unexpected pleasure to meet thee here, my friend. For those of you who saw the main story of me playing the game during Endwalker, you'll know that when we were over with the Loporits initially, they gave us some things to try out, including wardrobe. And once you know it, Oriange has decided to, well, he was the only one of us who was there to fully embrace his outfit. And so now he's doing it again here, but has now added a crazy green rabbit head on top of it. Yeah, Oriange, what are you doing here? Or a happy Hatchingtide to thee, or a most exceedingly excellent Hatchingtide to thee? Yeah, shall we go over the top on this one? What? I'm surprised. Art thou quite well, Corinne? Oh, hold on.
Ah! Corinne's found us! I wasn't expecting a reunion! Not that we're up to anything, mind you. We simply wanted to experience Theros' fine seasonal celebrations. It's been an exemplary learning experience thus far, and I swear we haven't taken any samples that anyone will miss.
To study such traditions is valuable indeed, for naught reflecteth a culture more clearly than what hath codified in ritual. Pray tell, Corinne, who are thy charming companions? Yeah, I guess the introductions are in order, but I guess the Happy Bunny is someone they're not familiar with.
For me? Well, thank you so much! I think... Is this a lemon muffin? But no, the aroma is entirely different.
Ornamental eggs and baked desserts. I see. Thou art lending thine aid and spreading good cheer for the season. I am full glad to accept thy gifts. I'm sure you are. Pray forgive our haste, but my companions have much yet to see. A happy Hatchingtide to thee and thine.
Thanks for the treat. Why, I do believe I'll try to bake up a batch myself when I get back to my kitchen. Till we meet again, Corinne. Perhaps even purposely next time.
Perhaps even purposely. Yeah, we have now flushed out all the available contents, and yeah, I'm still shocked Rika did not get this one. Okay, let's give this stuff to the Dreamer. So we got the egg emote, we got the exemplary baskets, and we've got the Hatchingtide mobile. Alright. In fact, I can put a few of these in certain spots. In fact, I'll get another one for good measure. Yeah, I only need the egg emote once. You learn the emote, eat egg. Alright, shall we take this to Shiro? Alright. So yeah, as you can see, we already have a happy bunny here on site. Let's go ahead and place one of these, a couple of these exemplary baskets to go with our fancy Easter treats from a few years ago. Yeah, they can't be eaten, but it's still a good little addition to the collection. And then we'll hang the mobile up, or one of them specifically. Go ahead and do that. And so this is what the Hatchingtide mobile looks like. Well, we'll get there as soon as I can move this thing up further, because for whatever reason it wouldn't let me move it further up. But there we go. There we go. Yeah, it's not as protruding as some of the other mobiles we've seen, but it does have quite a variety of eggs on display, including one which a little chocobo is resting on, and there are also ones where there are pairs of Easter eggs together. I'm not sure what the thing is, the pink spiral in the middle there. And I don't know what the thing is at the top left, but I'm thinking they are other egg-related themes or egg-related things. But it's really cool to have this now in our collection. Of course, we got to check out what happens when Rika officially eats an egg. So where is that emote? Here we go. We've got, yeah, she already has eat apple, but now let's see what happens when she eats an egg. Yeah, there it is. A nice little hard-boiled treat for our little Rika. And she definitely seems to like it. I imagine she'll want to eat quite a few of these, because I imagine after everything that she's gone through tonight, she's definitely feeling really hungry.